Hi all, Goda Govinda. This is Madhval Asya from Channel ML. So today we are going to discuss about like a very hot topic, always a excuse me, among Indian families or any family. So it's about how to be like a cool mother-in-law, because I know like mother-in-laws are always interfering and everything. It's all in olden days. So I have a son. So like I'm gonna share like how I would be a cool mother-in-law if my son wishes or desires to get married. So I mean, even if he's not getting married, I'm not gonna worry about it. But what I'm trying to say is, if he desires to get married, how I'm gonna be a cool mother-in-law, so that this will help everybody, right? This is for all age group. So certain things will be like very upfront, guys. So because I wanted to make it very clear, so please don't mistake me for being more candid, because these sessions will create more awareness among everybody. That's my main intention of my channel, which is ML. So first of all, I would be not an interfering mother-in-law, like an old school mother-in-law who always be interfering. So what do you mean by interfering? Interfering means like getting to know what are their plans for the weekend, or like trying to be nosy about like what she was doing, trying to interfere into their personal affairs. I would never do that. I know some of them are still doing it. First of all, think like that, like put yourself in her position, and then like think like that. Then you would feel for them stating like, okay, why I'm doing this? Will I be happy if somebody else does this to me? No, then I should also not do it. So that's how it is. So I will not be an interfering mother-in-law. Second thing is like taking care of the daughter-in-law. So daughter-in-laws are definitely not daughter. So I am very clear about it. Why I'm saying is like daughter-in-laws are definitely not daughters. They are daughter-in-law. They are daughter-in-law. We have, if you have daughters means you have daughters, you have son means you have son. It can be very rude, but the thing is, it can be breaking the protocol or prototype. But the thing is like how, if you're treating others as daughter, means you should truly treat others as your daughter. It's not just for the word's sake or for the mouth's sake. Like you should say like, oh, she's my daughter, and then like do all nasty things. So daughter-in-laws are always daughter-in-law. They can never be your daughter. How can a daughter-in-law can be a daughter, right? You can never replace your daughter, right? Similarly, like a daughter-in-law, I mean a mom's position cannot be replaced by a mother-in-law, right? So a daughter-in-law, so I won't expect my daughter-in-law to consider me as a mother or anything like that. Is so stupidity. To me, it's very stupidity, because like I cannot replace my mom with my mother-in-law. Definitely not. My mom is mom, my mother-in-law is mother-in-law, right? So I don't expect my mother-in-law, sorry, I don't expect my daughter-in-law to treat me as a mom. No, I would tell her, the first thing is, okay, hey, you know what? I'm your mother-in-law. That's it, done. I mean, like, if you want to consider me as your friend, I don't care. But don't treat me as your mom. Your mom is mom. Your mom is like in the seventh step in the ladder. I am just in the below the first step. I can never be your mom. So that is one thing. Another thing is taking care of her. So I mean, right now all the daughter-in-laws are, all the people are working, all the women are working women. So obviously if she's working like overtime or anything like that, you can just prepare a meal prep for her, to take care of her only if she's asked. Or like these are all like small petty things which we can do. I mean, it's not coming out of affection or anything, it's just coming out of love and sympathetic feeling. Why? Because like if I was in the position, say for example, now there are so many COVID cases coming in, and many of the women are working as a nurse practitioners, like doctors who are having like hectic 12 to 14 hours of shift, right? So in those times, like if I'm a mother-in-law or my daughter-in-law is a nurse, like I would definitely prepare a meal and I'll give it to her. So that is one way of taking care of her. But that's my son, my personal perspective of taking care of her. That doesn't mean that I can replace a mom can never be replaced, right? And then like the fourth thing I would do is like staying away from them. Yeah, I'll draw a line. I'll definitely draw a line. I mean, that's what I told to my son also. If you get married, get out of this house. You both like stay together at a separate apartment, not with me. Why I'm saying is because like staying together will make them more dumb. How? In the sense like they'll not be responsible. They'll not be more responsible person. So how it is like, if they're staying with me, I would always be advising them, and they will lose their capability of thinking and which is right and which is wrong. Of course, if they ask me suggestion, I would give them, but that won't work out, right? So basically like I will just kick them out once, as soon as they're married, and I'll just like leave them to lead their life. I know like many people like told me that they really want me to get as their mother-in-law because like I'm a very cool person, but practically I'm more a practical person rather than a cool person. So like I don't want to stay with my son or anything like that, because when Shri Narayana has given me like work, job, money, and we all have 401k right now, so with that money we can stay alone. So why we have to stay with the kids, right? And then like go through all these frustrations, like differences of opinion and everything. Let them take care of their life. My job is done. After getting married, my job is done. I will give you an example. When I was working at Express a factory outlet, like one of the lady came to me humbly, and she showed a picture of her daughter wedding picture to show her lehenga style, because I'm an Indian, so she thought like I'll be so excited by seeing a lehenga. And I asked her, why are you showing it to me? She said like now her wedding is happening, and I asked her, then why are you here? She told me that they both have two kids, so there's nobody to take care of their kids, so she's taking care of the kids while they are getting married lavishly over there. So that the generations have become so mature and so more practical. So likewise we also have to be more practical. So even if my son comes and texts me in Facebook, I don't have any social media account, if he texts me in WhatsApp saying like, hey mom, you know what, today I'm going to get married, I'm like, okay fine, God bless you child. And then like I'll ask him for a picture. If he's ready to send a picture, it's fine. If not, I don't care. So that's how we have to be practically, like we have to be broad-minded, and be on par with the current generation practices and everything. So that's another thing. Next thing is like, I don't be nosy. I already mentioned it, especially when it comes to grandkids. Oh my goodness, this is where everything happens. When it comes to grandkids, like I will not be having obsession about the grandkids. Getting an obsession is different from showing affection, right? All the grandparents, whether it's like parent side or the in-law side, they are all getting obsessed with the grandkids. So they are not allowing or providing room for the parents to upbring their children in their own way. So that I would not be like that. I know it's very hard to do, but it's easy if you follow it. Just put yourself in that situation. Will I be happy? Okay. She wants me to change diaper. Okay. Will I be happy if I give her the advice of which diaper to use? Definitely not, because she as a mom should know what diaper to use. Unless she asks me suggestion, I'm not going to open my mouth. Of course, if something is going wrong, then definitely I'll say like, it's just my opinion, but it's up to you to take it or not. I'll not create a scene out of it or a drama out of it, stating that like, oh no, she did not listen to me, like she's not going to take care of me and everything like that. It's their kid, so everybody has their own way of raising their kids. So whether she wants to breastfeed her or to formula feed her, I don't care. So who am I to pass the comments? Like it's my only job is to support her postpartum, to make sure she's happy, so that like the breast milk can get generated, or the baby should be happy. Ultimately the baby, the son and the daughter-in-law should be happy. Otherwise like there's no use in pinpointing others' mistake, right? Whether she's gonna breastfeed her baby or bottle feed her baby, I'm not gonna care about that, because like I'm a very practical person. So why I should be worrying about it? Like if she's not making enough breast milk, then we have formula. Go for formula. At the end of the day, like feeding the baby makes it important than anything else. So that is my next thing. Another thing is like creating like and then like don't get obsessed with sorry, hold on 1 second. Don't get obsessed with grandkids. Obviously, it's not your kids, it's their kids. So the parents have more responsibility than the grandparents. So our duty is to just, as a grandparent, their duty is to just teach them the right values, and that too, like depending upon what the parents want the right value to be defined as. So let them take care of their parents. Unless they ask help, just text them. If you need help, you can call me at any time. But don't bug them saying like, I'm here. Why are you hiring a babysitter? If they want to hire a babysitter, that's okay. You enjoy your life with your 401k money. Why you have to worry about like adopting a babysitter or putting in a daycare or anything like that? But you can offer help. If that help is not being taken, that's okay. We have our own life. Like just enjoy. Let's not like throng behind them and give them like every piece of advice or suggestion and expect them to follow it. That is so stupid. Otherwise, how will they learn? They have to learn by doing mistakes. At the same time, we have to draw a line saying like this is how I should be. So that is how I'll be like a cool mother-in-law. So I hope this helps. So next session would be about like how to cut down the marriage expenses, and how to live an environmental free marriage expenses, how to or I would say like how to celebrate weddings in a unique way. So that's all I have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. enjoyed. My inspiration are my mom and my aunt, because like my mom has never expected anything from me, neither from me nor from my brother. Same way from aunt, that's why we call it as Periyamma. Like my aunt, my mom's elder sister, she has never expected anything from her daughter-in-law at all till now. So those two are my inspiration of how to be a cool mother-in-law. And I know like some of my friends mother-in-laws are really cool, where like my friend used to yell at her, and my friend's mother-in-law would be like keeping quiet, just listening. And then like if somebody is yelling at you, that's okay. I mean, they need to vent out their frustration. So don't create a drama out of it, stating like, oh, how can you yell at me, I'm your mother-in-law. No, it's not like that. It's not the olden days period where we have to get afraid of anything. If somebody is yelling at you, that's okay. I mean, like unless at the same time draw a line, like don't go till the stage where somebody is yelling at you. Rather, like you draw a line and stay away from them, and then like create a peaceful environment. At the same time, like even Velukudi Krishna Swami has told the same thing. He kept on reminding everybody, like that is why Perumal created his nuclear family. It's not right now. Even in Dwapara Yuga also, even in the Treta Yuga also, this nuclear family exists. Even in the kingdom, we have something called Andapuram, like that palace of queens, where all the wives of will stay, and there is separate palace for parents. So in those days itself, they separated the parents and then the wives, and they separated as a separate thing. Of course, it is the same kingdom, but it is a separate room, separate thing for them. They were not staying in the same room or the same roof, right? They are having a different roof, they are having a different roof, but exactly they are staying in the same palace, but each one has a different thing. So this is what Velukudi Krishna Swami told, and he said there is a reason why Perumal is doing like this. So I trust in that. So next discussion, we are going to discuss about how to celebrate weddings in a unique way, how to cut down all the wastages in the weddings. So until then, like take care, see you, wear mask when you go out, and also take reusable bags. Goda Govinda.